Okay, here we go. Ready, set, and action.
Well, it's the first time we've seen a gentleman from Dorn with the Viper or Oberyn Martell. It's a new character, new style, more wushu, which is obviously a different style within itself. And it was fantastic because you got a single spear against the 7-foot gentleman wielding this 64-inch sword. It's quite a daunting outcome.
It's very difficult for the Red Viper to learn the moves because it's not just a sword. The whole thing's a bit alien. So we had him do wushu classes before he came to us, and then we had a wushu expert fight with him and learn him about spears to look sharp.
It was really a work of art, and Paul and Cece, who were the best, just really nailed the story. And it was just sort of perfect.
He had a lot of dialogue during the fight, so we had to have breaks during it or more simpler moves so he can get his dialogue out. There's a lot of work in that one.
I am the brother of Elia Martel. Do you know why I have come all the way to this stinking shit pile of a city?
It was nice to get, a new element in, and this was a perfect character to try one of those, martial arts. Very floral, very circular compared to, Mountain, who's very straight down the line, a lot of strikes and straight strikes and very heavy. His armour's very heavy. So it was beautiful to see those two styles, and again, a difference in, in weaponry and how it all came together.
One was very, very oriental, and the other one was big, brutal, and he was a big guy. He moved quite quickly, but when you're firing a 5'6" blade around, no one's going to be that quick.
We had Viper's, spear, a Viper wrapped around a beautiful Chris waved, and it just lent itself to that sort of, style.
We designed it that it would look in the theme of a viper, as in a snake. The tassel is actually the skin of a python, and we've also got the shape of a snake on the blade, and then we have the blade looking like a kris, so it's basically like a tongue of a snake. So it's quite nice, quite strong.
Pedro was very, very good because he had basically 2 or 3 moves to every one of the others. He was rotating and sticks and spears.
He probably had about 40 to 50 moves that he would have to learn. So he had probably 3 times the amount, 4 times the amount to learn.
The Mountain was amazing. The whole shoot was so hot. It was like fighting in a wok. And his armour itself weighs an absolute... I know he's the 3rd strongest man in the world, but it's still very, very heavy.
To their credit, it was unbelievably amazing. They never skipped a beat. They never went wrong. Every strike they landed, and parried. It's quite a skill to get that type of control and to never miss a beat. They did their homework, and, it really paid off.
The thing about Pedro is that, Pedro is this fantastic actor and incredibly dedicated. And I went into my first rehearsal with Pedro to watch him do his moves, and he was more prepared than any actor I've ever seen in a fight. And I was sort of blown away, and it just became the easiest thing we've shot.
You raped her! You murdered her! You killed her children!
It was probably one of the best scenes, one of the best fights I've seen in a long, long time. It was great. It's great to see new style, new flavour to it. So much dynamic, especially with wushu. It's such a fantastic style.
And as always, it just became about the story beats and what's happening and who's going to win and live or die.